How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back to the San Jose Sharks franchise mode, episode number 21, headed into the second half of year number 6, the 2027-28 regular season. In the last one, we stopped at the halfway point with a record of 28, 10, and 3 through 41 games, on pace to go 56, 20, and 6 on the season. That would be one more win than last season's 55 when we won the President's Trophy, on our way to our first Stanley Cup. Through those 41 games, Connor Bedard has 48 points. He is on pace to have another great season. Not quite at 100 points just yet, as he did last year, but he could still get there. Buchnevich, 45. Lucius on pace for 44 goals. Eklund, 38. Drouin on pace for 42 goals after last season's career record, 39. Tomas Hertl, the captain at the age of 34, has 34 points. Quinn Hughes in his first season with the team, 33, on pace for 66. Boris Kalinen's rookie season, he's 19 years of age, already up to an 85 overall. He's on pace to score 20 goals and 44 points. Crazy, crazy stuff. The rest of the team doing quite well. Struggling a little bit on the fourth line and on the penalty kill. We'll get into that later on. Goaltending-wise, Linus Ullmark has been lights out, going 24, 3, and 3 with 6 shutouts through 31 appearances. He has a .913 save percentage and a 2.42 goals against average. Once again, at the age of 34, the older player is getting it done. Philip Lindbergh was quite the revelation and had a season for the record books last year. But through 15 appearances this year, he's 4-7-0 with an .898 save percentage and 2.88 goals against average. So many of the comments suggesting maybe we look to get better backup, because if Ullmark were to get injured or even just come back down to earth, we gotta have better insurance there. Speaking of the special teams as well, as I mentioned the pound and kill previously, our power play at the moment currently at 35.7%, just way above anyone else. Tampa Bay in second with 22%. Our pound and kill, however, is lower than I'd like it to be. 81.5 is closer to that bottom 10. I'd say around that area. I'd want to try and improve that, and that would likely come with a fourth line addition. So as of right now, everyone is healthy. We're not looking to make any changes within the top 6. The third line also pretty solid. Bystedt in his sophomore season, not quite doing what I thought he'd do, but I still gotta say that he's on pace to repeat what he did last season. 13 goals and 22 assists. Now he's on pace for 14 goals, 20 assists. However, that is with 12.38 of ice time per night. Last year he was doing it with 8.55. So as we get closer to the deadline, I may be more inclined to look to reinforce the third line scoring. But at the moment, I'm content with what he's doing with Cody Glass and Cole Lind. That fourth line, though, that fourth line left wing spot has been a black hole. Tyler Boucher, 2 assists in 22 games and a negative something. Gushin or was it Gushin? I forget again. 1 assist, -5 in 21 games. Just not really working for anybody right now. And on defense, I don't think we'll be touching anything there as well. Maybe let's get clean with Quinn Hughes with how well they've both been playing. Maybe we'll try that as an experiment. But lineup changes, not too much to say aside from, like we were saying, the fourth line role and the backup goaltender. Because apart from that question, we really aren't questioning anything. We are on pace for 56 wins. We're atop the NHL. Everything is firing on all cylinders. But we do have to make sure that we are setting ourselves up for success in the long run, and that's where the assistant general managers come in handy. So diving into the comments here, and I usually start on YouTube, but I'm going to start today over on the Discord server because HockeyCam14 raises a very interesting point, going back into the game logs, looking at the analytics, and the comment here says, Data, just a stat I noticed and then kept track of. Currently, after the Leafs game, the game we just played, game number 41, there have only been 18 games where there have been less than 3 goals allowed. So only 18 games where 2 goals or less were allowed, with 6 of those being shutouts, all belonging to Ullmark. So what that stat tells me is that although we've been winning a lot of games, in 18 out of the 41, we've allowed 2 goals or less. And in 23 games out of the 41, which is 56%, so just over half, we've allowed 3 goals or more. So 56 versus 44, I wouldn't say it's a huge discrepancy, but it is interesting to note that it's only those 18 games and 6 of them being shutouts where we're allowing 2 goals or less. So the goaltending, although it looks great on paper, maybe it's kind of not there. I don't know. Going on in the comment, it's time to end Lindbergh experiment and maybe take a look at the bottom 6 as the team, while putting up massive goal totals, is struggling in the D zone. Goes on to comment about possibly picking up Morgan Riley. That would be amazing, but he is signed for 3 more years, 2 more after this one. So with all of our contract situations and young prospects going on, we wouldn't be able to get a player with term like that and that price tag as well. But I do see what HockeyCam is saying. If that 56% were to become 60-65% where we're allowing 3 goals or more, and we're not always scoring a ton, we are scoring a ton, but if we're not always scoring a ton, then those 6-5 wins will soon become 4-2, 3-1 losses. So thank you for those thoughts, HockeyCam. Going over to the YouTube comments now. Super Loser comments, great episode as always. Data, thank you very much. I definitely look for a 4th line penalty killer. Boucher and Gushin, that's how it's getting pronounced, Gushin, have not been cutting it. Joe Pavelski, now by the way, Joe Pavelski on the block over in Carolina. He's 43 years of age, but Carolina's a winning team, and he's a great veteran presence who is scoring almost point per game. Pavelski seems like the best option, but he's a little pricey. Offer Weisblatt and a mid-round pick, and if Carolina declines, I'd look elsewhere. Pavelski would be a great storyline guy, but we can't give up too much for a 4th line rental. You know, as much as I'd love Pavelski, and a lot of comments said, let's go after Pavelski, the Hurricanes are one of the better teams in the NHL, and Pavelski's almost point per game at the age of 43. It's a great story in and of itself, and he's been on Carolina for years as well. I think he's in maybe his 5th season with the Hurricanes, so I'm not sure if he'd leave just to come over to San Jose, as much as it would be a chance of winning the Cup with us as well. The other guys I'd look at, continuing on in the comment, are Nieto and Kampf over in Ottawa. Both fit the 4th line penalty killer mold pretty well and shouldn't be too expensive. Goaltending now, I'd also call up Hornqvist, our goalie down in the AHL, high elite potential guy, 77 overall, and give him a look. Lindbergh's losing record is worrying me. Doesn't have to be for the rest of the season, but I think he should get a couple NHL games here and there to see what you've gotten him. There are some more thoughts on prospects to pick up, maybe even Leo Carlsson. Again, Dallas is a winning team, so I don't know if they'd want to move Leo Carlsson right now. And lastly, Super Loser wouldn't put Bicep on the power play unless his production really falls off. The power play is playing way too good to make any changes to it. I believe Bicep was getting some power play time last season. That's what I was suggesting last episode, to try and boost the numbers. The power play is just too good, though, to slot him in. Or does it become that they're so good that he can get mixed into everything that's going on? I see both arguments, but we'll try and see if things can get going on the 3rd line. Good luck, and go Sharks. Thank you for all those thoughts, Super Loser. Cheating Heel leaving a comment saying, what a start to the season. Our top 6 is killing it. Power play is insane, and Hughes was an awesome get over the summer. We have everything we need to repeat. I do agree with you that an upgrade on the 4th line and penalty kill is most likely something we have to look into. Storyline-wise, how good would it be to get Joe Pavelski in that role? Leaving with some thoughts on Joe Pavelski. Again, I would love to get him, but unless Carolina starts to lose by the deadline, I don't think it will be possible. Another option could be Tyler Bertuzzi over in Florida. I checked him out. He has horrible plus-minuses the last few years, although I still wouldn't be shutting down the option just because of that. He is an 84 overall who would bump Bicep down to the 4th line, which, as Cheating Heel says, I'd prefer not to do. Cheating Heel's also been banging the Leo Carlsson drum for some time. I think there's a chance we can turn him into a less expensive version of Cunnin or Glass once we have to move off from them due to cap reasons. I agree with that. I'm just not sure Dallas wants to move him right now. I think he's down in the AHL, so maybe it would make sense to move him, but what would they want back? I wouldn't be able to help them on their cup run. So another guy who I want to check back in with at the deadline and not necessarily right now. Let's let the league take its course a little bit, and teams who are fringe buyers or fringe sellers can start to figure out who they are. But Leo Carlsson, I am on board with looking into making him another reclamation project as we've done with other players in the past. My only other concern would be goaltending. Ullmark has been great, but what if he gets injured? Our backup isn't performing as he was last year. I think it would be good to give our future elite goalie a couple of games just to see if he's ready to come in if we get an injury. If we see that he needs more seasoning, I think we need to get someone else as a safety net at the deadline just in case. The last thing we want is to miss out on a cup repeat just because our main goalie went down and we didn't have anyone solid enough to take over. So the priority shopping list would be number 1, Pavelski, or aka a 4th line fit. 2, testing our future elite goalie, and 3, Leo Carlson. We don't need much to stay on top again this year. Go Sharks. Thank you for all of those thoughts, Cheating Heel. And last comment coming in from Aaron Thompson, who says, excellent start to the season so far. The top 6 are on point, and other than the 4th line left wing, that black hole, and backup goalie, this team is hitting on all cylinders. Aaron reading my mind to start the video here. That said, I would trade for a backup goalie because although he killed it last year, he is below average this year. I would also look at Long Beach native Matt Nieto on the 4th line and penalty kill. He is on the block, has no trade value, and has always, at least in real life, been a great penalty kill guy. As much as I would love to see Little Joe come back, that is way too much value / too good a player for the 4th line. Instead, I would bring back Nieto, a former Shark, in the real world, San Jose, Colorado, so he could put on the teal for the 3rd time. As for extensions, I would sign Allmark for 1 to 2 years at $2.5 million. You need to jump on that $8x6 million for Rodin before it goes up. We're going to look into that right away after this comment. As for Lucius and Drouet, I say wait and see if their ask goes down. When you trade Ozzy Weisblatt, look to trade prospects, wow, whatever you want to name them, and Reynolds before they lose what value they have. We'll look into that if we were to make some deadline deals. And great run so far, GM Data. Let's see if we can keep it up. Thank you very much, Aaron, and everyone else who took the time to leave a comment. So lineup-wise right now, we have nothing to touch. If we want to bring somebody in, that would just be replacing 4th line left wing. Nothing else to touch in regard to the top 9. Contract-wise here, we saw in the last episode that if we wanted to extend Mats Rodin, we could do a big $8 million type of thing. Now, Rodin, the 6th overall pick back in 2024, this is now his 3rd full season with the team. He has 63 points through 190 games. In his first season wasn't great. Second season showed us what he could actually do. This year he's on pace for 28 points. He's an offensive defenseman, but he's probably going to be a 30-point kind of guy in his career. Solid plus-minus, eats minutes as well, over 20 minutes per night. We can trust him out there. He has the X factors. He's growing nicely. Plus 15, 8 points in the postseason last year. I am ready to commit to Mats Rodin long-term. So I want to go 8 years on him if possible. 85% is 5.88, but I don't want to cheese it too much. But at the same time, I think Rodin and his agent and GM Data here, I think we can all agree that this is who he is. Maybe he explodes in a few years and he has a crazy 50, 60-point season, but as of now, through about, 200 NHL games, we see that he's like a 30-point per 82 game kind of guy, which is definitely worth his money, but I don't think his agent would say, no, let's wait on a contract, we can get $7 million. I think it would be a fair deal to say, let's not cheese it too hard. 8x6 straight up, keeps everybody happy, and he'll still be ready for another contract at UFA status before he turns 30. So prove yourself in this deal and you get paid even more, and that allows us to play with about $20 million with the rest of our extension dollars. So 8x6 for Mats Rodin. We'll see what he says to that. I'm not interested in an extension, really, but I'll take a few days. Okay, thank you. That'll be the only extension that we send out. We will wait on the demands of Lucius and Drouet to drop. If they do, they both want $10 million plus, which we cannot afford. So now that the extension has been sent out, our main priority now is to look into that 4th line. The goaltending, I'm not going to look to get a goaltender until we at least give Hornqvist a couple starts to see how he does. So not a major issue at the moment. Now, Matt Nieto is one option. Before we go to him, I also want to look at another option that I had found in the player search. I was looking for low overall players with high defensive awareness and high shot blocking, stuff like that for the penalty kill. And I found Colton Sissons, also an expiring deal I was looking at. 80 overall at 34 years of age, expiring deal at $1.31 million. Nothing crazy this season. 7 goals, 5 assists, -6, 12.5 minutes of ice time per night. 80 overall, but 85 defensive awareness and 86 shot blocking. 3.5 defense, which isn't crazy, but well-rounded defense. Not 86 defensive awareness, but 74 shot blocking and then crazy stick checking or whatever. He can take face-offs if needed. Luke Cunnin, I forgot what his face-offs are, but he could also play the wing. So Colton Sissons could be our 4th line center even and push Luke Cunnin to the wing. Now, that's one option. Over on the Ottawa Senators, there's also Matt Nieto, who's cool for the storyline and is on the trading block and has lower trade value and all that, but he only has 6 points and is a -4 in 36 games. Of course, that's with 7 minutes of ice time per night. But for Nieto, 2 less for the defensive awareness, 5 less for shot blocking, 3 less for stick checking. If it's easy to get Sissons, I'd prefer to get Sissons. As well, for the Senators, they're a winning team, so they may want to keep Nieto, as opposed to Dallas, who is a fringe team, and while they wouldn't want to trade a big player, maybe they would be inclined to trade a guy like Sissons. Kind of like not selling yet, but a soft sell, maybe that's what I'm thinking. And you know what, if we're already here, maybe we look into Leo Carlsson. So if I were to say, hey, Leo Carlsson's down in the AHL, can I get him to be my new first-line center down in with the Barracuda? And then I also want to pick up Colton Sissons. The trade value isn't crazy. You throw him in there, and there you go. Both on expiring deals. Because I'm always trying to think about the lineup down the road. If the future first line is Lucius, Bedard, Buchnevich, then Ranta, of course, don't forget our 82 overall unsigned prospect. Ranta, Hurdle, and Eklund on the second line. Third line becomes Bystad at center once Glass leaves after next season. Maybe Lind is one of those wings, I'm not sure. But regardless, we'd have some room on that fourth line / maybe third wing. I could see Carlsson being a guy who has a reclamation story such as Cody Glass's story that we gave to him. So what would it take to get Carlsson and Sissons? Well, I could give you the roster spot swap. You're getting a younger player with potential who just hasn't really been doing it for me, won't be coming back next season, so why not just try and get value out of him now? Dallas would arguably actually become stronger. And I'll throw in Ozzy Weisblatt, who I'm trying to offload as well. And then maybe a pick? Is that kind of in the range? How much? We're trying to lose out on picks, eh? Maybe, because they know that we're a good team now. Maybe I give you a 5th in 2030 when we're not as good of a team? I don't know. Let's just throw that out there. What do you say to this? We like Boucher, but you already sent us multiple guys to fill the... We could make it a bigger deal where we toss in one of those prospects that we're not sold on. This guy was medium elite, 56 at the age of 20. I wouldn't want to use him in this deal. If we did trade him, I'd want to be for a bigger deal. Reynolds, though, we were mentioning him previously. 62 overall at the age of 20. Calvin Reynolds, 4 points in 28 games. Third-round pick, sniper. I'm not sold on him. I wouldn't mind tossing him in if we needed to. So if I say Tyler Boucher, how about Reynolds, and now we throw in Weisblatt again, even though it's more than they need to fill the whatever that they want. If the value's there, maybe they just say, okay, forget it, we'll do it. And maybe we can even get a couple of picks out of it from Dallas. So let's try a couple 6th-round picks for this. Carlsson, Sissons, and 2 6ths for Boucher, Reynolds, and Weisblatt. Essentially just giving us a better 4th liner and throwing in Carlsson into the system, and who knows, maybe he sticks. Dallas still don't, still because we're already giving them what they need. It would take Tyler Boucher if you want to try again. All right, take out the 2 6ths, and we have a deal just to get Weisblatt off the team before we lose him for nothing. On behalf of the Dallas Stars organization, I accept your trade offer. We'll see you out on the ice. All right, thank you, Dallas. We have Colton Sissons for that 4th line. I'm not expecting him to carry the team, but still just more reliable on the in the bottom 6 and on the penalty kill. So I'll fix up the lineup, get Leo Carlsson into the AHL, and then we'll keep on simulating. Alright, so unfortunately a small hiccup with the lines. Luke Cunnin, Colton Sissons, all that good stuff. Everyone's moved around in for the even strength lines. Pound and kill, I moved things around. That's all good to go. For Leo Carlsson, it seems as though he was placed in the AHL at the start of the season, but I guess because he's waiver eligible and shouldn't have been there, and for whatever reason he gets put back in the NHL when I trade for him. I didn't want to put him in the NHL, but now he's here and he's waiver eligible. So I'm not going to try to send him down with top 6 potential. He will definitely get claimed. So I hate to have him scratched. He last played 21 games in 2025-26, scoring 11 points. Since then, he's been very good in the AHL. I wanted him to be first-line AHL with the X factors and all that. That changes things now. I may not have traded for him if I knew that was going to happen, but he's here now in the organization. He'll be 13th forward. I sent down Gushin, but yeah, I'll try to slot him in for whoever's struggling, even if no injuries occur. Down in the AHL, I didn't fix the lines yet. I'll probably take out, I don't know, Rask. You know, I'm not going to put Gushin. I'm not looking to keep him anyways. We'll probably be done with him after this season. Whatever. Just send him down so we don't need to have too many people up here. That being said, the lineup is good to go. I want to give Allmark and Lindbergh both some starts before we start to think about Tornquist getting starts. If they can turn things around with just the bottom six and Ponykill being stronger, then that's fine. But if they continue to be hot and cold, Allmark really good, then average, and Lindbergh not so great, well then for sure, let's see if we can explore other options. But for the moment, let's go to this next game against the Columbus Blue Jackets, who are 15, 20, and 4 at the moment. The first game of the second half of the year. At home for the third of a 4-game homestand. We won against New Jersey, we won against Toronto, won back-to-back, plus we're on like at least a 6-game winning streak, maybe more at the moment. So let's keep it up here at home in San Jose. First period, 1-1. Eklund on Montembeault, former Sharks goaltender, and Patrick Laine on Allmark. Second period, 5-2. Look at that. Cody Glass on the power play, Connor Bedard on the power play, and then Lucius, twice even strength. He scores and chases Montembeault with the 4th goal of the night. And then just, 15, 17, 11, 28 seconds later, he scores on Leonard. Probably the first shot against him. Then Werenski scores, but it's 5-2 San Jose after 40. Shots are only 18 to 17, but we're up by 3 here in the third period. It should be enough to get us to the end. I wouldn't mind a 6th. Power play here. There's our opportunity. We scored 2 power play goals in the second, but it's killed off by the Blue Jackets. Let's get to the end of this one. It ends 5-2 the final. Shots end 36-21. We had a lot of shots in the third period. 3 stars. Bedard had a goal and 4 assists. Lucius 2 goals, and Eklund a goal and an assist. A solid 2 goals against performance from Linus Allmark. Love to see it. Let's keep on simulating. I'm happy to get some more calendar simulation done. Strained hamstring, thankfully not for long. Buchnevich is out, so we'll bump some players up in the lineup to replace him. Until then, it's probably only a couple of games, and Leo Carlsson will make his Sharks debut. All right, good to go. Carlsson will put him on the third line because he gets the +1 with Glass and Bystedt. Won't be for long. The 17th is just around the corner. It's the 9th, so yeah, it's only going to be a couple, max 3 games. So let's go to the game against Winnipeg. Max 3 games of Buchnevich out as we take on the Islanders, Blackhawks. Rodin signs that extension. Easy decision. Love to see it. 8/6 for him. Beautiful news. Really good news for us right there. So continuing on now, Islanders, Blackhawks, then Blues. Islanders, they're a winning team. We beat them 3-1. Very nice. Blackhawks and Blues on the road before we come back home. That was win number 30, by the way. 3-1 win in Chicago, followed by Buchnevich back and fully healed. Hold on, let's continue. Followed by a 2-1 overtime loss. But regardless, whoever was in net for those 2 games, whether it was Allmark, then Lindbergh, or vice versa, low goals against performance is very good. But we do have our winning streak snapped with the overtime loss. Not a regulation loss, but that was 3-6-9, a 9-game winning streak that came to an end with that overtime loss. Buchnevich is back in the lineup now to take on the Jets. Leo Carlsson, baby. Let's see what he did in his Sharks debut. Three games, no points. Playing 13.08 per night. Hey, not amazing, but we'll take at least not being a minus, right? He'll go back to 13th forward, unfortunately, and we'll get Buchnevich back in the lineup. Larry Tongue, Colton Sissons, what's he up to? Just, of course, very small sample size, but 4 games. Hey, 1 assist plus 1. All right. Back to full health. That's what we love to see. January the 20th we've arrived at now against the Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg 17, 23, and 3. We're 31, 10, and 4. We're 9, 0, and 1 in the last 10 games. The 9-game winning streak plus the overtime loss. Let's get back into it. First period, 3-0 Jets. Yikes. 3 goals and 13 shots past Allmark. Second period, 6-3. Wow, we score 3 of our own, but then we allow 3 more. My goodness. Wilson, Lambert, that's 5 against Allmark. We're down 5-0. The captain gets us back into it on the power play. McGroarty scores on Lindbergh, the first against him. Then Lind and Lucius give us some life. We're down by 3. It's not over yet. We're being outshot 22-16. Power play, Winnipeg. There you go. Power play goal for the Jets. Morrissey makes it 7. And that'll likely be all she wrote, as I don't see us getting 4 in the next few minutes. But hold on, power play goal there from Connor Bedard. And then Larry Tongue. And then Pavel Buchnevich. And then Pavel Buchnevich again. And then Jonathan Drouin. Keep going, Niza. Away, Groy. 8-7 San Jose. 8-8 Ville Hanola. 5 minutes to go. 9-8 Jakob Silverberg. Final 3 minutes. Tied at 9, boys. Come on, let's hop into this one. I think that's a first for me. 5 goals in the span of 1 minute and 10 seconds. Bedard on the power play, but then even strength goals from Tanguay, Buchnevich again like 20 seconds later, and then Drouin. 5 goals in 1 minute and 10 seconds. And we are now down 9-8 as we continue to concede more. But we still have some life here. Let's try and get into the offensive zone and pull the goalie with a minute left. Let's see if we can tie it at 9. Here's a tie-up on the draw hurdle. Let's keep the lines as they are for the moment. Buchnevich in the corner. He has 2 already. In front. Lucius! Hold on. Let's pause now. Pull the goalie. Oh, wait. No, I don't need to do that. I keep forgetting that I don't need to pause to pull the goalie. You can just press the button. All right, 45 seconds to go now. I'm going to keep him pulled at this point. Let's try and get back in possession here, but I'm not going to keep sending him back and forth. Can we step up a little bit? Come on. Here we go. Connor's shot misses wide. And then, well, okay. What? What a letdown. I can't keep saying the goalie back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I gotta pull him and try and hopefully we can keep possession in the offensive zone. Just let him pass in front and wind up for a howitzer one-timer into the empty cage. And there's a 10th goal against that we end up going down 10-8 with 35 seconds to go. That was a massive letdown, but still, crazy numbers. To be able to just get back into it. Unfortunately, we don't even get a point out of it. But to score 5 goals in 1 minute and 10 seconds, that has to be an NHL record. Bedard, yeah, I'm going to pull him again. Why not? Lucius on net. Morrissey, let's go. Come on, Lucius against his old team. No, nothing going for it too much. I wish the computer AI had more urgency. We need a goal next 30 seconds. Not like, okay, it's a normal attacking sequence. Drouin, Buchnevich! Oh, in front, huge blocker save there. Wouldn't have done much, but what a chance on the doorstep. As the Jets take it 10-8 the final. 36-35 the shots in the end. Bedard second, a 3rd star. Scheifele second with 2 goals, 2 assists. I don't know who the 1st star was. We'll see in a moment. But with, what, 71 shots? 18 goals on 71 shots. What a collective save percentage, eh? 1st star, Chaz Lucius, a goal and 3 assists against the team that drafted him. As we drop this one 10-8 in what would be an understatement of a barn burner. Tough break. 10-8 loss. My goodness. Let's get Lindbergh in for this game against the Panthers. How about that? Let's give Lindbergh a little bit. We had great performances, low-scoring affairs, 9-game winning streak, and then we get blown out 10-8, allowing 9 goals again on a goaltender, plus 1 empty netter. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know where the defense was as well. I don't know what to tell you. So numbers are definitely ruined after that one. Just decimated save percentages. But let's give Lindbergh a start against the Panthers. If he can't do it against Florida, that'll make me say let's call up Torsten Hornquist. But for the moment, let's give him a start and see if he can, instead of coming in when the team's already behind, let's see if he can just start off strong. The Panthers are 13-27-4. We are 31-11-4. Let's see it. Let's go, Philip. Fingers crossed for you, buddy. First period, 2-1 Sharks. Bystad opens it up on Pyotr Kochetkov. Pugliari ties it up. Chaz Lucius on the power play. Second period, 2-1 it remains. Shots 24-23 in our favor. Up by 1 in the shots. Up by 1 on the scoreboard. 5 minutes in, nothing coming. Power play, Panthers, and that's killed off by the Pony Killers in San Jose. Very good. Hope that percentage is continuing to rise. Halfway through the 3rd period, we're still hanging on with 5 minutes to go. I'd love to see an insurance marker with 3 minutes to go. Shots are 35-28, final minute, and we hang on tight for the 2-1 victory. Wow, no goals in the 2nd and 3rd periods. 35-29, the shots end in this one. Lindbergh, 1st star honors with 28 saves. Love it. And Chaz Lucius, the game winner on the power play. Great stuff there, gentlemen. We get back in the win column, and Philip Lindbergh looked really good. So I'm going to turn off auto goalie rotate. Let's give Lindbergh a few starts. Maybe he catches fire like he did at the second half of last season. I'll do that, update the scouting, and we'll get back to the calendar. All right, that's all taken care of and good to go. Here we go, headed into the Canadian Tire Center to take on the Senators. Another injury for Samuel Bolduc, just head coach replace him. The Senators are 7-1-2 in their last 10, 25-15-3, 26-15-3 now on the season. We are 32-11-4 coming off that 2-1 win against the Panthers. Bedard looking for point number 60. Let's hit it with Lindbergh between the pipes. First period, 0-0. Second period, 2-0 Senators. Tkachuk and Pearson. We're being outshot 28-15, though. I don't blame Lindbergh for 2-on-28. Power play Sharks. Let's take advantage. There we go. Quinn Hughes scores soon after that expires. And Boris, the Latvian locomotive Kalinin, ties it up at 2. past Matt Sogard, and Chaz Lucius gives us the 3-2 lead. Down by 2, we score 3 unanswered, still being outshot 30-28. We are up by 1 with 5 minutes to go. Let's add some insurance here. Big third period, but I want to see some more. Or we can just hang on tight, and we will. 2 from the defenseman and 1 from Lucius. Shots and 34-30 for the Senators. But Lucius gets the game winner. Lindbergh hangs on tight. 32 saves for him to get second star honors. 2 on 28 shots or whatever to start the first couple periods, but stays solid in the third and did what we needed him to do. 60 points on the year for Bedard now. 33 wins on the season for us. Let's keep on rolling now. Well, I'm going to keep on rotate goalie turned off, and Lindbergh will get both these starts against the Canadiens and the Sabres, both on the road. Then we take on Detroit and... Okay, that's good to go. Then we take on Detroit and Toronto, a little 4-game stretch. Well, 5-game in total if you include the Senators. 3-2 shootout win. We're 2-0 on the road trip. Sabres beat us 3-2 in the shootout after we win 3-2 in the shootout the night before. Bolduc is back in the AHL. Bolduc is back. There you go. And you know what? I also just swapped Kalinin onto the top pair to play with Quinn Hughes to get the +5. How do they do against Toronto Maple Leafs? We win 8-3. I hope the +5 in the top pair did something for the defense after losing 3-1 against the Red Wings. So we end the road trip going, what, 3-1-1 in those, was it 5 games? Taking on the Calgary Flames. Now first game after the little all-star break here at home. We win 3-2. Very nice. 36-12-5 is the record. Take on the Hurricanes. We win 5-2. So since we swapped Kalinin onto the top pair and swapped him with Esa Lindell, we are 3-0, winning 8-3, 3-2, and 5-2. Senators, we lose 4-2 against them. Senators, they know how to get us, eh? Maybe not beat us always, but they know how to make it good games here. The Anaheim Ducks come into town. We beat them 5-2. Edmonton Oilers, one of our rival teams. Well, let's go see a slow sim against them. We're 38-13-5. They are 27-23-4. Maybe it should have been done earlier, but I like that swap. Kalinin with Hughes to get the +5. I liked Rodin getting the +5. That's why I didn't do it sooner. But if it's really going to help that much, then it's worth it. First period, 0-0. Second period, 4-1 Sharks. Kalinin on the power play. Bedard on the power play. Eklund even strength. Darnell Nurse makes it a 3-1 game. Then Esa Lindell restores our 3-goal lead. Shots are 20-15 through 2 periods. Connor Bedard on the power play gets his second of the night. We're up by 4. Let's just call it there. Let's end it 5-1 the final. Shots end 33-25. Philip Lindbergh showing shades of brilliance from last season. 3 assists par Jonathan Drouin, 2 goals for Connor Bedard, and a goal and an assist for William Eklund as we win this one thanks to the big second period. 5-1 the final. There we go. We'll head into St. Louis to try to get win number 40, and you know what? Let's go see the Avalanche even. They're a very strong team, probably our biggest competition in the Western Conference. So let's go see them in a couple days. We'll be on the road to take on the St. Louis Blues, and we win 6-5 to get win number 40. And now here we are. The Avalanche want win number 40 of their own. They're 39-15-3 on the year. First period, 2-1 Avalanche. Rask opens it up. Drouin on the power play to tie it against former goaltender Kakkonen, and then Landeskog restores the 1-goal lead. Second period, 2-2 Chaz Lucius on the power play. We're out shooting Colorado by 28-12, more than doubling their shots here in the third period, but it is a tie game. Let's try and get some offense here against big ol' Capo Kakkonen, our former goaltender. Halfway through this period, shots are 39-15, way more than doubling. We're going to get close to tripling territory at this rate. Power play San Jose late in the third, killed off by the Avalanche. Final minute now, and we'll head to overtime. Shots are 45-19, but we are tied at 2. A lot of star power here. Bedard, Kalinin, Hughes versus McKinnon, Makar, and Rantanen in terms of those superstar abilities. Here at Ball Arena in Colorado, it's 3-on-3 overtime action. Bedard, Buchnevich, and Hughes out for the Sharks. Now here's Hughes. Let's not change anything yet. Here's a chance for Connor Bedard on the doorstep. Big sprawling save there from Kakkonen. Back the other way comes Bowen Byram. Byram gets hit by Lucius, I believe. No, sorry, Quinn Hughes. I gotta change up the lines. I was thinking of Lucius. Oh, this could be dangerous. Great smart move there by Hughes to board pin as we're going for the line change. Get in there. Come on, Tomas. Lucius with Hurdle. Landeskog gets it back into San Jose territory, though. Hughes is tired. Landeskog, big save. Hughes trying to clear it out there. Let's go. Get it out. Lucius out of the zone. There we go. Hughes dead tired, playing like 3 minutes there. Lucius gets bulldozed. And now here's Bobilev coming in 2-on-1, streaking back his Hurdle to get in there. Byram Hurdle puts in his own net. Up to Lucius. Couldn't get the breakaway chance. Was coming back the other way. Here's Boris Kalinin now. Kalinin, let it rip, big boy! Big save from Kakkonen. Let's get that third line out. Oh, no. No, stay out there, boys. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I'll take the blame on that one for the line change, but why do you just change? Like, if I say to change and you see things are not going well, I understand in theory, yes, I did call the change, but can the AI not say this is not a good change? Shots end 46-21. 44 saves from Kakkonen. Of course he makes 44 saves against us. I understand if it's a fringe play, it's in the neutral zone, I understand. But if it's like a 3-on-0, bad change because of a bad tip off something, the puck's right at your feet, you could just grab it and try to get it out of the zone, and you're just like a mindless drone skating to the bench. Come on, that's frustrating. I gotta go, hold, click, circle, go back. I'm at line 2, I changed to line 3. I gotta, change it back, 3, 1, 2, back. Come on. I understand it's my fault, but at the same time, it shouldn't be that difficult to get those players to stay out there. It takes a couple seconds, then by the time you do it, it's too late. Okay, let's keep on simulating after a brutal loss with all those shots that we had. They get their 40th win. They're our biggest competition in the West. We're taking on the Capitals in Washington. We shut them out 4-0. How about that for a bounce back from Lindbergh? I'm going to get Allmark in nets now. Let's give him a little experience. He hasn't played in a little bit now. How's Bedard doing? 71 points in 60 games from him. Probably not going to hit that 100-plus from last season, but still a great year from him so far. Let's see. How's Lindbergh doing now? Those numbers are coming back up very well. Still, 905 and 2.63 isn't crazy, but he was at 898 and 2.88 before, so I'll take it. It's an improvement. Allmark, he needed a little bit of a break. His numbers are still better, so let's see after this little break, how is he going to look? Taking on the Hurricanes in Carolina. They are 35-21-2. We have a big rivalry with them. They beat us for the 2025 Cup. We beat them for the 2027 Cup. And here we are meeting in 2028. It could be our first meeting. I don't recall if we played them yet this season. First period, 1-1. Greenway opens it up, and Tomas Hertl ties it right back. Second period, 2-2. A goal apiece once again. Power play from Sveshnikov, and even strength from Boris, the Latvian locomotive Kalinin. Shots 19-15 through 40 for the Hurricanes. We're all tied at 2 halfway. Well, 5 minutes into the third period, still tied at 2. We're back in the shot category. Now we lead ourselves 22-21. The Hurricanes lead 24-22. It's even back and forth type of game, ping pong back and forth. Power play, Hurricanes killed off by the Sharks. Final 2 minutes, Teravainen scores late. Another backbreaker. Oh. 3 goals on 29 shots against Allmark, and we dropped that one 3-2. Oh, brutal. Brutal. Okay. Couple more games until the trade deadline. Let's get through those. We'll give another start to Allmark, taking on the 22-30-8 Columbus Blue Jackets. That is in Columbus. We beat them 4-3. And now we will face the Bruins for the last game before the trade deadline. I'm okay with Allmark. I want to give another start to Lindbergh now, though. Let's see if he can keep pumping up those numbers and convince me for why we should not look to get a third option between the pipes headed into the final stretch for the postseason. Taking on the Bruins at home, they are 31-23-7. We are 7-2-1 in our last 10 games. Let's stay strong with the last game before the deadline. Here we go. First period, 1-0 Bruins, Dylan Strome. Second period, 1-1, Tomas Hertl on the power play. Shots are 24-21 in our favor. We have a tie game through 40. Both goalies standing tall, but we got to see some more offense here. Top 6, I'm about to say I'm looking at you. Then Quinn Hughes scores twice. 2 power play goals in the span of, 47 seconds. Thank you very much. The guy who has like 5 goals in the season scores twice within a minute. Power play again killed off by the Bruins. 4-1 thanks to Pavel Buchnevich. Wow, we just exploded in the shots here in this third period. Shots end 45-24, and we win this one 4-1 the final. Wow. Quinn Hughes with the 2 goals. Lindbergh 23 saves. Lucius 2 assists. I don't know. I think Lindbergh's convinced me. And worst case scenario, if one of them gets injured, pull groin for Hertl. If one of them gets injured, Hornquist could back up. We don't need Hornquist to start. So I think I'm convinced. As well, I looked around the NHL, other goalie options. It's not like there's an 83 backup on an expiring deal on a losing team out there, right? So we'll make a little lineup change. Glass, Sissons, they'll bump up probably. Maybe Cunnin will bump up, and then Carlson will come into the lineup on the fourth line. All right, so we'll do Glass on the second line, Carlson, Bystedt, Lind on the third, Cunnin, Sissons, and Tanguay on the fourth, if we were to keep these lines. Let's go and check out the point totals here at the trade deadline. After 63 games, we're 43, 14, and 6. Connor Bedard is killing it. Great to see. What I want to see first and foremost, though, is the penalty kill, and as well as just the special teams as a whole. Power play, 35.2, is still maintaining that crazy pace. Penalty kill was, what, 81.5? It is now 83.1. All right, that's a good improvement. I'll take a couple percent. I will take that. So I don't think we need to make any forward changes. I don't know if it's Colton Sissons or not, or just the other lineup changes I made, but it seems as though that's doing all right. Bedard has 75 points. Lucius has 70 and 61. Amazing. Buchnevich 63 and 60. Drouin almost point per game. Eklund, Hurdle 25 goals. Quinn Hughes 53 points. Glass 37. Kalinin 29 with 14 goals. This guy's a tank. Cole Lind 24. Bystedt 21. Same for Rodin. Sissons, what has he done with us so far? He, through 22 games, has 7 points and is a +1. Okay, I'll take that. Colton, thank you very much. Larry Tanguay, 12 goals, 18 points. Cunnin, Lindell, Pickering, Kniazev. Steady on that third pair. Nothing more, nothing less than just a solid third pair. Goaltending, as we've been seeing, Allmark still great numbers, and Lindbergh has definitely improved in his record at the very least. 14, 10, and 3. Now at a 907, 2.58 goals against. Yeah, they've convinced me that they can take this into the postseason. Over in the AHL, what's Torsten up to? 19, 15, and 6 with 3 shutouts. 914 save percentage, 2.23 goals against. Jesus Foy also looking very good at 10, 2, and 1. So we're looking good in the goaltending prospects at the very least. Not anything crazy from our top scorers. Frederick Carlson, 20 goals, 34 points so far. Kivi Haru, I see he has 28 points and he's a +14. He's also up to a 79 overall. And he's playing almost 26 minutes of ice time per night. So Kivi Haru should be in the NHL next season. Aside from that, I don't think we're making any trades here. I am tempted to bring in a third-line scorer, however, I'll admit, similar to the Andrei Burakovsky trade that we made last trade deadline, and he was a huge piece as we went on to win the Stanley Cup. So as always, I'll do my due diligence. I can't say I'm necessarily looking, but I'm always open to the right deal. So, as always, there are some interesting options out there on the trade block. 2 names in particular do stand out to me. On the Edmonton Oilers, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is on the trade block. Now, he's not my #1 option, but I will explain why he's interesting. He's an 86 overall, only making $5.125 million, not a crazy deal. And he is a two-way forward who can play center or wing and usually scores on pace for something around 60 points. This year, a down year, but he's getting older. Now I'm looking at the downside. He's getting older. His deal is not an expiring one. We'd have him for next season as well. Can our third line be 86, 87, 86? I don't know. Who's to say his potential won't drop as well? And now he's a $5 million 83 overall guy. I'm not always a big fan of taking risks on older players with term because you never know what might happen with their potential. He'd be a good playmaking two-way forward, but I don't know. He's not the biggest guy who speaks to me, especially when I did some more research. And over on the New York Islanders, they are a losing team. And someone on their block is Geno Malkin. 41 years of age, 82 overall, expiring deal, the final year of his career most likely on a very bad Islanders team. Through 45 games that he's played this season, he has 40 points. You know, he's a bit of a simulation hack where he's always a player that simulates well, but he played out his contract in Pittsburgh till 2026, signed a 2-year deal with the Islanders, 82 points in 80 games. Last season, made the second round, I suppose, and they got eliminated. This year, 40 points in 45 games, probably been having some injury trouble along the way, and the Islanders have a 24, 34, and 4 record, and they're listed as sellers. So getting Geno Malkin one last shot at the Cup on an expiring deal, 82 overall, third line fit, sounds like a perfect match for us, I do have to say. I do understand that he's a common franchise mode guy, as many people like to get him because he simulates so well. But at the same time, we'd be getting him with realism. We're not pulling him away from the Penguins, where he would probably never leave. We're taking him away from the Islanders. He left the Penguins, signed a 2-year deal, year 1, round 2 exit. Year 2, final year of his career, he's on a losing team, he wants to get traded. So I think this makes sense. I think he's a good fit for us. There were other players with interesting fits for us, but they were on winning teams like the Hurricanes. They're one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. I don't think we can do that trade for Joe Pavelski. You got to find the right player from the right team, and I think Evgeny Malkin fits the bill. Now, what can I give the Islanders in exchange? I can definitely throw in Gushin. I keep forgetting, but Gushin. So you throw him into the deal just for a body, basically. And at the same time, I don't know who would come out of the lineup. I'm not sure. I don't want to trade a roster spot. I can give you. I don't want to give picks either because it's gonna be a good draft. I think. I'd probably rather give prospects then. One of those unsigned prospects. Maybe I throw in, make it a big deal. I can take a pick back. No, that wouldn't be realistic. And he's doing well down in there. No, I won't touch him just yet. He could still do something for us. I'll give him another season probably to prove himself. Maybe Aito Kallio or Valette. Maybe I throw in a couple of these guys, low top 6 guys. They shouldn't expect to get a massive haul for 41-year-old who's on an expiring deal and wants to leave, right? Gushin with Valette and McElhenney. Valette, was it Amrit? Amrit Valette, 6th round pick. Nothing crazy in the juniors. And Ricky McElhenney, 6th round pick, power forward. This is where drafting comes in handy. You get 2 low top 6 guys. New York, what do you say to this? Trade rejected. They don't want more of the same. So maybe I take out McElhenney. I throw in Aito Kallio, low top 4D, 66 at the age of 21. He's been playing down in the AHL, 5 points in 53 games. Defensive defenseman, understandable. But probably wouldn't crack the team in my opinion. So Aito Kallio and Valette with Gushin, and I'll try to take a contract back. Here you go, Zaplitny, there you go, all right. What do you say to this? Trade rejected isn't sufficient at all. I don't know. Aito Kallio has good potential. He's signed, team control, all that good stuff. How about Tuomala? Can I throw Tuomala in there instead of Gushin? What do you say to this? Still rejected isn't sufficient at all. I gotta hope, just cross my fingers that we'll recoup picks in 2029. I'll throw in a 4th right here to make it happen. Trade accepted. All right. Thank you, New York. There's your 4th round pick. A couple prospects, a roster player technically in Tuomala, and a 4th round pick next season for Evgeny Malkin. Welcome to the organization, Geno. Let's fix up the lines and get to the last 20 games or so of the year. All right, lines are ready to go. I actually totally forgot about Malkin because I stepped away for about an hour with the breaking news of the Ryan O'Reilly trade in the NHL. Make sure you check out the data cast on that here on the channel. We went live for that. But Evgeny Malkin, he's here. He's in the lineup. I'm going to try him 3rd line. He's going to replace Cunnin. Usually, I would think long-term he's going to replace Leo Carlsson, but I want to just try and get Carlsson a few games. He's only played 3 games this season. Let's just get him a little bit of experience. Malkin will play here for the moment while Hurdle is injured, and Carlsson can be in the lineup, blah, blah, blah. But when Hurdle's fully healed, Cunnin will come back in for Carlsson. Until then, let's get Malkin playing with Bystedt and Lind on the 3rd line, plus 2nd unit power play. There's our big trade for the deadline. Last year's Burakovsky, this year's Evgeny Malkin. Big game coming up against the Avalanche, who are 42, 17, and 3. We're going to sim through the deadline and check what the rest of the league did on the big day. Alright, so scrolling through here, any significant moves? Ryan Nugent-Hopkins going to the Islanders. Interesting. They were a selling team. I don't get that. I really don't get that. The Oilers had a better record than the Islanders, and they get Nugent-Hopkins. That's so broken for Noah Dobson. Maybe it's just a hockey deal. Jake Bean going back to the Hurricanes. Barbashev to the Kings. Pierre-Luc Dubois to the Oilers after they move out Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Yafalo to the Avalanche, as well as Frédéric Gaudreau. Artemi Panarin, wow, to the Maple Leafs. Oliver Wahlstrom to Buffalo. Dylan Dubé to St. Louis. Nazem Kadri to Anaheim. Knizhov to Seattle, former friend. Lundstrom to Nashville. Nino Niederreiter to Seattle. I was going to say Cole Lind. We have Cole Lind. Tyler Toffoli to Edmonton. So it seems as though the Oilers are stocking up a little bit. But here we are at home. Evgeny Malkin making his Sharks debut with the two strongest teams in the West. The Sharks with 92 points. The Avalanche with 88. Far above the rest of the league. Well, the rest of the conference at least, I would think, right? Yeah, the rest of the league too even. Here we go in San Jose. Both teams with a couple of changes since the last time we've met. Let's do it. First period, 1-0. First shot of the night from Connor Bedard, 1-0. Yeah, Kakinen with the crazy performance last time we saw him. Second period, 2-0. William Eklund. Shots are 24-20 in our favor. We're up by 2 here in the third period. Doing very well. Rantanen breaks the shutout for Lindbergh as he allows his first on 23 shots. Cody Glass on the power play. The second unit, I might add. So maybe Evgeny Malkin getting in on that. Buchnevich scores even strength, make it 4-1. Power play. Jonathan Drouin makes it 5-1. And there's a big floodgates opening moment for us here in the third period. We're up by 4. Out shooting Colorado 39-30 with 3 minutes to go. And that'll be all she wrote. 40-30. The shots end in our favor. 5-1 the final. Lindbergh making 29 saves for first star honors. Chaz Lucius gets 3 assists. And Eklund a goal and an assist. Evgeny Malkin, what did he do out there? I see 1 assist. There you go. He gets an assist with 4 shots, 3 hits. What a monster. Was it a power play? I can't see. Only power play goals I can see. I would think it would be a power play point, though. Very well done. So let's keep on simulating here. I'll give Lindbergh, St. Louis, and Vegas. We'll see how he does in those 2 games. Then maybe we'll go Ullmark for a little bit. Want to make sure they're both getting enough experience to both be ready come playoffs, come postseason time. 4-3 overtime loss to the Blues and a 7-2 loss to the Vegas Golden Knights. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's get Ullmark in there. Speaking of Ullmark, we never extended him at the start of this episode because I'm still not sold, not on his performances, but on his overall and his potential over time. I want to see what his overall and potential are by the time he turns, 35 at the end of, and during the offseason. Injured down in the AHL, didn't take care of that. Couple games against the Coyotes coming up after this game against the Oilers. We win 6-5 against Edmonton. Yikes. We get the win, but that's a tough one to allow 5 goals. Tomas Hertl is fully healed. Leo Carlsson in those last 2 games, and still no points. 7 games, -3. Come on, Leo. I'm trying to give you as much as I can here. But let's get the lineup how we would like it to be headed towards the end of the year. And there we go. So Hertl back on the second line. Now the third line moving forward will be Malkin, Glass, and Lind, with Bystedt, Sissons, and Tanguay being the fourth. Not a huge fan of Bystedt being on the fourth line, but he got 60-plus games of top 9. It's just going to be for the end of the season here. We got what we could out of him. If he doesn't grow, he doesn't grow. It's not going to be these last 15 games that change things. Head coach, whatever, down in the AHL. All right, Mikhail Avramov, the guy who got traded in the Ryan O'Reilly deal. So back-to-back shootout victories, 6-5 and 5-4. I don't like that we allowed 9 goals, though, in the last 2 games. Let's keep on going. Let's sit into the next back-to-back with the Coyotes facing them again after we beat them at home. We faced them at home once again, actually. Okay, fix up the AHL. There we go. Coyotes are 21, 39 and something. I saw Tonga's always healthy. 8-2 victory against them. There we go. That's what we want to see. Then a 4-2 loss. Vancouver are a strong team. We beat them 6-3. This guy's getting injured again. 6-3 win. We're 2 away from 50. Let's go. Seattle, then New Jersey. Could that be 50? At home to take on the Kraken. We beat them 4-2. And then the Devils on the road in Newark. Let's see before the game against the Flyers. Oh, great. This guy always healthy and injured. There it is. Win number 50, 5-3 victory with how many games left in the year? With 9 games to go. We just need 6 more. 6 out of the next 9 games got to be wins if we want to beat last year's record and our new franchise record here. So, Ullmark's been doing well. I'm going to keep him in. Not going to change anything. Let's go to the next back-to-back and decide there. I think we're okay with riding with Ullmark. 3-2 shootout victory against the Flyers the next night. Bruins were 35-30-8. We beat them 3-2. All right. Kniazev, mild concussion. That will keep him out for not too long, though, it doesn't seem like. So, for the first time this year, Bjornfot will draw into the lineup. Good old Tobias Bjornfot. We love him. Welcome back to the lineup. First, give a little bit of action all season. Okay. AHL. Let me do this. Okay, there we go. AHL gives me more grief than anything. Then you got to stop, switch it back to the NHL. AHL, come on. There we go. 7-2 victory. That's what we like to see. There's win number 53. Penguins and then Flames twice here coming up. A little bit of a homestand, 4-1 victory against Pittsburgh. The Flames were 41-33-4, I think I saw. What happened against them? We lost 5-3. Kniazev's fully healthy. We need 2 wins out of the next 4 games to break our franchise record set last season. We'll put Kniazev back in the lineup. Kniazev back in the lineup. We have 4 games left to get 2 wins and for Bedard to get 6 points to hit 100. Let's see what we do here against the Flames after we lose 5-3. We now go to Calgary and lose 4-2. Here we go against Dallas. Let's do Lindbergh against Dallas. Then Allmark against Edmonton and Arizona to end off the year. All right, he's in. Here we go. Last game at home for the season. Dallas 40-32-7. We beat them 7-4. Very nice. On the road, take on Edmonton and then Arizona. Allmark will be in between the pipes for both of those. Allmark now in, and we are tied with last season's record of 55 wins. That was enough to get us the President's Trophy and a franchise record. Can we get to 56 with this game against the Oilers, who are 35-36-8? Bedard also 4 points away from 100. Let's do it here in Edmonton. First period, 2-0. Eklund and Bystedt, thank you very much. Second period, no scoring. We're being outshot 27-22, I believe, after 40. But we're hanging on tight. Let's see us add a little bit power play opportunity to do so. Killed off by the Oilers halfway through the third. Still being outshot 32-28. Final 8 minutes in this one. We're just a few minutes away from a new franchise record. 5 minutes to go for win number 56. Oilers power play late. We kill it off, and there is a an empty netter goal from Connor Bedard to lead us to our 56th win of the season. Shots end 37-36. And do not forget the efforts of this man, Linus Ullmark, a 37-save shutout to get us to that 56 win plateau. 33 saves from Binnington, a goal and an assist from Bedard. So 2 more points needed from Bedard. He has 98 and 81 right now. 2 more needed to get to 100. Huge victory. Let's see if we can push it to 57, taking on the lowly Coyotes. No offense intended. They do have a losing record, 27-48-6. We've clinched the Western Conference from the Avalanche. Let's see if we can go ahead and clinch the President's Trophy. I hope that we have it. Looking for back-to-back President's Trophies, a 57-win season. Here we go. First period, 1-0 Sharks. Connor Bedard, 99 points on the year for Connor Bedard. Second period, 1-0 remains. We're being outshot 21-15. Once again, Ullmark standing tall. But we want to add to this lead and make sure Bedard gets number 100. There's Evgeny Malkin. Gino makes it 2-0 on that third line. Love to see that. Shots are 29-19 for the Coyotes. We're up 2-0. Can we end off the year with back-to-back you-know-what? Back-to-back you-know-what? Buchnevich scored, maybe assisted by Bedard. Back-to-back you-know-what? As Linus Ullmark gets a 32-save shutout to end the season, headed into the postseason. Shots end 32-25. Drouin adds another one with 34 seconds to go. 3 stars in this one. Bedard with a goal and assist to end with exactly 100 points. Ullmark the 32-save shutout. Lucius 2 assists. Oh my goodness, what an end to the year. 57 wins, 57, 18, and 7 is the final record. Let's check out all the numbers. So for the second year in a row, your San Jose Sharks are President's Trophy winners here in 2028. After winning just our third in franchise history. Now we have our 4th in franchise history. And the numbers 3 and 4 coming back-to-back years. The top 3 teams in the NHL, all from the Western Conference. Colorado just 1 win and 4 points behind us. We end scoring an average of 3.79 goals for per game and allowing an average of 2.67. Our power play ends at 34.1%. Well above second place at 22.6%. Wow, what a lethal power play. That's a historic level power play right there. I'd be curious what the all-time numbers are, if anyone wants to look into that. Penalty kill ends at 80.7. Yikes. So we really fell off. Went up to 83, then down to 80. So up 2, then down 3. The whole league seems to have dropped a little bit. The best teams used to be in the 90s. But still, comparatively, that is the 5th worst penalty kill in the league. Yikes. I don't know what to do, really. I really don't. I've tried everything. Mixing up the defensive pairings, putting different two-way forwards. it might just be the way it is. I'll mix up things again for sure, finishing 5th worst, but I can't guarantee it'll do anything. We end up going 29, 9, and 3 at home, easily the best in the NHL, and away also 28, 9, and 4 on the road, and end the year going 8, 2, and 0 in our last 10 games. Also to note, the Tampa Bay Lightning, we have their first round pick. They finished 8th in the NHL, so likely not a super high first round pick, but a first nonetheless to draft or trade up with. Looking at the points category now, Connor Bedard played a fully healthy 82-game season and scored 100 points, 32 goals, and 68 assists. Back-to-back 100-point seasons. Now 4 years in NHL, is that it? Am I losing track of the numbers? His 5th season, my goodness. His 5th season, after going 51, 77, 72, 105, and 100. 68 assists, a new career high for Connor Bedard. Love it. Chaz Lucius. 41 goals and 97 points for him. Oh my goodness, this man's an animal. I love this man. He's going to be in a costly extension, but I love this man. Pavel Buchnevich, 91 points in 79 games. Once again, proving himself to be a great free agent pickup. The last couple of years especially, amazing numbers from him. Jonathan, what? 46 goals? Ben, garde-moi ça, Jonathan. A career high in goals and points after doing it last year. He does it again this year. A contract year, no less. 34 power play points to boot. 10 of his 46 goals are game winners and 17 on the power play. That's why he did so well. That lethal power play. 46 goals and 40 assists. 86 points. From the man left for dead in free agency, we sign him to a 5-year contract, paying him $4.4 million per year, and he gives these types of numbers. Take a bow, my friend. What a pleasure it's been having you. William Eklund, 79 and 82, love it. Tomas Hertl, the captain, his first year as captain, 30 goals, 74 points, well done. Quinn Hughes in his first season puts up 68 points, a ton of assists, 7 goals, 61 assists. Is that a career? No, not a career high, but his best of his last few seasons. Very, very good, plus 38. Evgeny Malkin, what did he do for us down on the third line on the power play? 12 points in 19 games, -3, 5 power play points. I'll take it. 7 goals and 12 points in 19 games. Thank you very much. Cody Glass, 47 points in a full season for him. Boris, the Latvian locomotive Kalinin, 17 goals and 17 assists, 34 points, a +9, 68 penalty minutes in his rookie season. What a tank out there. Philip Bystedt, now, last season as a 4th liner, he puts up 35 points. This year, 3rd line, and then a little bit of 4th line. 27 points in 82 games. He was playing an average of, a good 2+ minutes more than he was playing 2 minutes, 20 seconds more than last year. So it's a bit unfortunate to see that he didn't grow a ton. I don't know what his role will be moving forward. Cole Lynn, 27. Rodin, 27 with a +15. Larry Tonge's rookie season, 15 goals, 25 points. Colton Sissons, 4th line centerman. He, in 41 games, showed us 13 points. It was a +3, all while averaging like 3 minutes less than he was doing in Dallas. So I'll take that. Well done. Esa Lindell, 20 points and a +42. Take a bow. Luke Cunnin, 17 points in 63 games. Kniazev, 10 points. Pickering, 9 points. This was odd from Pickering. Last season, I think he had a lot more, no? Yeah, well, a lot more. 15. 9 points for Pickering this season. Less ice time, maybe? Yeah, less ice time. Yeah, okay. Bjorn fought 2 games, nothing. Carlson, 7 games, nothing. Now, goaltending. Let's see it. Linus Ullmark, baby. 47 and 3 with 8 shutouts, a .912 save percentage, and 2.47 goals against average. My goodness. Lindbergh, backing him up, did pretty well in the end. 17, 11, and 4, 1 shutout, .902 save percentage, 2.76 goals against. His career numbers now come to 48, 15, and 5. We'll take it. Now, I wonder, where does Connor Bedard sit in terms of all NHL scoring? I believe his 106 points were 4th best last season. This year, Bedard, again, tied for 3rd, actually. All right, so goes that guy Ferriero again. 69 goals, 111 points. Kaprizov at the age of 30. Then Teravainen and Bedard tied with 100 apiece. And Chaz Lucius also in the mix. Even Buchnevich still on the first page. Love it. Defenseman Quinn Hughes was third, or actually second. Makar and even Shea Theodore, take a bow, tied for the lead in defensive scoring, and Quinn Hughes in second. All goaltenders in the NHL. I doubt Ullmark is at the top of the wins. Yeah, Kakkonen, of course, 47 wins, 921 save percentage. I don't think there'll be any awards for Ullmark, but really good to see him in only 54 games played, getting 40 wins, as much as Demko, Husso, with 68 games played. So, take a bow, buddy, once again. And rookie skaters, Boris Kalinin ends up being not quite at the top of scoring, but understandable as a defenseman. He ended up having 21.44 of ice time per night. It was Darcy Beck, who went first overall, with 57 points. All right, so there is the league scoring. Some great storylines right there, but the biggest storyline: who will we be facing in round number 1 of our Stanley Cup defense? We defended our President's Trophy. Now, can we defend the Stanley Cup? In round number 1, the defense will begin versus the Calgary Flames. The Flames went 45, 33, and 4 on the year. They just traded away Nazem Kadri. I'd be curious to see who's still here. To the Anaheim Ducks. I'm curious who's still here in 2028. Lee Hawley, the third overall pick in 2025, with Duchesne and Huberdeau. Second line, McMichael, Coronado, and Lehkonen. Interesting. Third line, Faxa, Ranford, 10th overall pick, and Reedy, former Shark Scott Reedy. They have Brandon Montour playing fourth line right wing with Connor Levis and Kiefer Bellows. Yeah, doesn't convince me, but that is a solid top line, so that's what we got to be afraid of. Defensively, Shillington, Hronik, Merkley, Ryan Merkley, former Shark as well. That's true, eh? Yeah, went to St. Louis, then he went to Calgary. Okay. He's been a serviceable player, and he got traded at the deadline. I didn't catch that. Okay. And then Uyghur and Axel Anderson. Wow, Anaheim Ducks franchise mode legend on that third pair. Goalies, it's, forgot, Ilya Samsonov, backed up by Jacob Markstrom. Of course, Samsonov. What did he do this season? Former Shark Samsonov. 31, 26, and 2, 909, 2.98 goals against. All right, good for you, buddy. Scratches, Lindholm. That's a big one. 90 overall, Elias Lindholm injured. And then you have Jérémy Poirier and Artem Zub as healthy scratches. Let me check here. Elias Lindholm, will he play a role in the series? It is currently April 18th. And Lindholm is out until May 2nd, so that may very well be the entire series. I'm not sure, maybe with playable injury, comes back soon. But Game 1's today, Game 2's on the 20th, Game 3's on the 22nd. I don't know if he comes back before, unless it's like a 7-game thriller. I don't know. That's a big game changer for the Flames now. The rest of the series, we see Canucks Kings, Avalanche Kraken, Blues Stars, Leafs Lightning, Red Wings Senators, Hurricanes Rangers, Devils Penguins. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking the time to watch. It was a great second half of the season. We end 57, 18, and 7. Shout out to Meat Milk in the last one, who predicted that our record would be 58, 19, and 5. Not far at all. 57, 18, and 7, our record in the end. Linus Ullmark had a great season. Just want to check out the record book. His 8 shutouts in a season, second to Evgeny Bakov's 9 in 2002. And of course, the wins not quite there, as he had a lot of starts taken by Lindbergh, understandably why. But no franchise records being broken. That's all right. We'll take it. We'll take the back-to-back President's Trophies. Do we need to make any changes to this squad heading into the postseason? We'll do some penalty kill changes, but that's about it. I don't usually show you all the different lines, but I'll go ahead and just show you the penalty kill lines. Any changes that you would make right here. The first unit looks like this. The second unit looks like this. The third unit looks like this. Let me know what you think about these 3 units. I won't, and you know what, why not? 3-man PK1, 3-man PK2, and 3-man PK3. There you go. Let me know if you have any thoughts on making some changes there. What were your thoughts on the moves that we did make? Do you like the Evgeny Malkin and Colton Sissons pickups? Who was your MVP this season? Was it Bedard? Was it Ullmark? Was it Hughes? I want to hear what you have to say. Do you have any lineup thoughts? And that just about does it. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for taking the time to watch. Get excited for the postseason. Leave a like if you are, and be sure to be subscribed so you don't miss out on any of our franchise mode uploads, as well as career simulations, and of course, breaking news and analysis in the real world of hockey. If you were subscribed, you would have seen that breaking news Ryan O'Reilly trade data cast coming out right away. You don't want to miss those, as they are always a blast. And speaking of not missing information, be sure to be a part of the Discord server, link in the description. Forget just being made aware of all of our things here on the channel. Also, breaking news of hockey, discussions. It's a great time on the server, and we'd love to have you join us. I'll go ahead and stop there. Thank you for taking the time. Looking forward to seeing you in the 2028 postseason, as yes, we've now defended our President's Trophy, but we now must defend the Stanley Cup.